Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of WoW News, where we will be looking at pre-patch hitting the live servers on the 17th of July and bringing with it a plethora of changes ranging from upright orcs and GoldenEye blood elves, as well as collection upgrades with achievements and rewards. Our artifact traits are taken away and replaced with the new talents that also merged with some of our legendaries. Argus has been killed once again by fantasy comps such as all tanks or one healer, new spell animations for not just warlocks, dwarf paladin mounts, and shaman elementals as well, and the race between the allied races is still kept tight, with the Magar orcs outpost being on one floor of an ogrimmar building nobody was in ever, and dark iron dwarfs having mole machines all over the known game world.
Hey Blizzard, what the fuck?
And probably the most important thing to ever have happened since pet battles were introduced, a big overhaul for creature models ranging from critters to mobs, pets and such. Welcome people to On Cooldown, where we save puppies and bring you your weekly WoW news feed right here on Marcelian&Flame. The latest updates into what is free to do is subscribing to our channel. Before starting today's segment, we would like to give a shout out to our Wowhead guys that continuously keep their website updated with all the new things. So if you want more details into what we covered today and more stuff that's not there, give them some love. Hitting it off, we have a big update on a lot of models in WoW. Critters, mobs, and such have received their much awaited graphical update to reflect that we live in 2018. We can only imagine how much work Blizzard puts into their new expansions, and doing something like this just revitalizes the game. On behalf of all 1080p monitor users out there, we would like to thank you for upgrading the original origami rat. Dark Iron Dwarfs have their outpost or mini capital city in Shadowforge City, which is really cool and adds a nice element to the race fantasy. Meanwhile, the Magar orcs are pretty much like my high school friend that came into the city without a place to stay. I gave him my closet since he didn't bring much race fantasy with him, so we all good. Meanwhile, the cool kids in Dark Iron Camp have mole machines that spread throughout Azeroth, Outland, Northrend and such, and if you find them, you basically add them to the list where you can travel with the ratio. Hey Blizzard, why do you hate the Horde, man? We talked about warlocks getting some love with animations since they were not invited to the Pretty Lights Legion party. But don't fret, druids have more lifelike animations in their cat and bear form. Paladins have holy light teachings, guess they're checking for any spell errors. And of course it doesn't end here, since Dark Iron Dwarfs can be paladins as well, because the light speaks to those that dig in the ground to resurrect old elemental lords and serve corrupted dragon lords. They received mounts, as well as regular dwarfs, because if mom gives one kid a candy, the other kid wants a candy too. Players never cease to amaze us with their ingenuity. Heroic on Taurus has essentially been cleared by a group formed of nothing but tanks, so why roll DPS anymore really? And if that isn't surprising enough, Mythic Argus has been cleared by a group which had only one healer, and this is mind-boggling because I know I need at least 3. Once 8.0 will roll out, our artifact traits will go away. The legendaries Blizzard introduced in Legion will of course not function in BFA, but they added the most important effects from both into the new talents almost every class has at this point. And if you are the guy that farmed all the legendaries, well, at least you got your money's worth. We rejoiced when Blizzard introduced Twitter as a social feature to WoW, and now we will have community starting with patch 8.0. But in all honesty, it actually seems like a cool feature, one that would upgrade and replace the trade chat. If you didn't have enough reminders that sitting at your computer all day can give you bad back postures, that's okay, because Good Guy Orc is here to remind you that everything is better in life if you are upright and ripped. And since the Sunwell was cleansed from the taints of Fel, the dastardly Kel'Thas brought, Blood Elves can have golden eyes, so they can be even prettier. Closing today's episode and rounding up all the new stuff in the pre-patch, yes, we officially have been informed that it would hit live servers on the 17th of July, which means do your mage towers, get your curves, cause shit is leaving and it ain't coming back. Thank you for tuning in this week as well, and don't forget to subscribe and enable those notifications for daily WoW updates in news, PvP, PvE, and what is the best battle pet meta. Are you going with Dark Iron Dwarfs or Magar Orcs in BFA? Have you found a way to kill Argus that would humiliate 90% of WoW players out there? Leave your comments down below and we will see you guys next time.